Well, 2026 has gotten off to quite a start, and this week is turning out to be a potentially transformational one in world and provincial politics. Here to discuss this week so far is political analyst Victor Enriquez. So, Victor, we have to start with the Prime Minister's speech in Davos at the World Economic Forum. Mark Carney delivering a provocative and sober assessment of how the world has changed and invited so-called middle powers to act together. What did you think of it?
One day, Caroline, we're going to talk about this speech as an historical one. I'm pretty sure of that because the speech Mark Carney gave today to Davos was really a new message sent out by Canada. And it was a choice that Canada is making right now to to be to be active in a new era where Mark Carney and the country understands that his allies are changed, then rules don't apply the same way, and that he needs to make new strategic alliances with new countries. And the fact that he's saying that in Davos shows that he's using his economic knowledge to make sure that the world understand the role Canada wants to play in the future.
Yeah, it's almost like he was appealing to the other countries there to pull their heads out of the sand. He said nostalgia is not a strategy. And he talked about this theory of living within a lie that compliance will not buy safety. And he got a standing ovation for that. But do we have a sense yet of other countries' reactions, most importantly the U.S.?
We don't have that sense yet, and we're going to see tomorrow Donald Trump is going to be there in Davos. We're going to see how he's going to answer to this speech. But the fact that the most important neighbor of the USA, is giving that kind of speech is certainly going to send a strong message, especially to Europeans right now, because we know that the Greenland situation is a very important topic in Davos today. So the message Mark Carney is sending is that Europe is a new ally for Canada, and that we are not ready to say yes to anything from the US or from Donald Trump. And it's a very strong message. Now we're going to see what happens when he comes back to Canada with that message, because it's going to be important for him to explain to Canadians what does it really means, what he says in Davos.
Absolutely. And what the other countries say as well, because he's asking them to all work together. Meantime, back here, the CAQ bleeding high-level candidates for the leadership and the next election. Do you think this is going to continue? And is this the beginning of the end of the CAQ?
This is the day where we talk about the end of an era, not only in international politics, but in Quebec politics too. Because when you see so many ministers leaving the party and leaving politics, it's because there's going to be a transformational change at the CAQ at the same time. We're going to see what comes out of this new leadership. We know that Simon-Jean Barrette is probably going to be a candidate. He has several people and MNA supporting him. Christine Fréchette is going to be a candidate too. But it's definite that the CAQ we're going to see after this leadership is not going to be the same we used to see for the last 7 years. And we're going to see what the position of the new CAQ is going to be, because we have two very important ministers who said they're leaving. And I'm pretty sure that there are going to be others who are going to announce that they won't be candidate at the next election.
Okay, very, very quickly, in about 20 seconds, the PQ is looking at candidates for upcoming by-elections, feeling quite good about their chances. What does this mean generally?
It's pretty sure that the PQ is going to win the next by-election in Chicoutimi, and they announced today a candidate without a riding, Mr. Hernandez, who's going to be a candidate. So the PQ is getting ready because they know one thing: you can win all the by-elections you want. If you don't win the next election, it's going to be useless. And that's why the PQ is the first one to announce candidate. They want to show to people that they are ready to fight in the next election, whether that election is in October or maybe before, because we know that the next leader of the CAQ have the opportunity maybe to make the election a bit before if he's very popular, for example, in the surveys.
Yeah, all right. Thanks so much for your thoughts on all this today, Victor.
Thank you.